war is brewing, as the learned have no idea of nature's plan, to which the bulk their back have turned as arrogantly as they can.
One can foresee with what contempt the poor survivors of the war, distraught, disheveled and unkempt, would view those now in front rows are, who saw the signs but made no move until the gathering storm broke out, to drive them bleeding from the groove, not with endearment, but the knout.
The tendency to violence is not a healthy trait in man, and save from purely self-defense must always be kept under ban.
This will teach scholars and the elite, who both now dominate the stage, that there are worlds beyond their sight, unfolded to the illumined sage. The lesson taught shall make it clear on what a vast, gigantic scale nature at times does interfere in those affairs where mortals fail. A competitive humankind, contending for the pride of place, or wealth and assets one can find in other segments of the race, cannot survive, try as she might, for much time in the nuclear age, as contest a fire can ignite, which earth can lick up with its rage.
The very presence, very sight, and e'en existence of this hulk of unrestricted wealth or might is virtual poison for the bulk of mankind, as it generates a competition fierce and keen for these two tempters, which creates a ceaseless battlefront between the toiling masses and the rich, or those who hold the higher grades, for which the former always itch, till slowly hate their heart invades. Projected on a larger scale, the same two sirens lead to war, and if remedial measures fail, will always mankind's prospects mar. There is no hope of lasting peace or love among the nations, till these two tempters do but cease to incite the mobs to fight and kill.
Why we of high ideals dream or harbor bright utopias is just because a guiding beam tells us to change our social laws. The office of the awakened sage is how to actualize these dreams. What are the errors, what the rage, what the excesses and extremes which stubbornly obstruct the way leading toward the appointed goal? For dazzled by a bright display, a toxic glow from burning coal, the festive crowds drunk with delight, the rulers, scholars, traders, priests, enchanted by the wondrous sights, engrossed in pleasure, fun, and feasts, regard with disbelief at first the warnings from that holy shore. But soon, when missiles start to burst, they see ablaze the glittering store.
To what degree the human mind, the learned and unlettered both, can be insensitive and blind, as if bound by a solemn oath, not to admit in any case what is a stark reality, a clear truth, staring in the face, so striking none can fail to see, a truth unquestionably plain, but o'erlooked due to prejudice or lack of insight hard to explain, or something seriously amiss is borne out by the attitude of knowledge to the patent truth, transparent, unmistakable, nude, a limb of history in sooth, that every culture of the past that favored luxury to enjoy the fruit of labor hard and fast, nature took good care to destroy.
Mankind is passing through the age of dreams come true of scientists, and with their gifts have set the stage now for the rule of nuclear fists. What mental plagues will be her share if this accursed infernal race, with more and more destructive wear, continues at a faster pace, unless kind nature takes a stand to make the hotheads see the light, and comes down with a heavy hand to bring to dust their vaunted might.
The arsenals built by the urge to power, by lust, ambition, greed, nature will soon use as the purge to cure these current ills with speed. This awful drama shall reveal how marvelously nature works, and how in all with which we deal, her hand behind the curtain lurks.
O skeptic, you have done much harm by your precipitate comments. You know not how you flex your arm or cognize objects and events, but only to parade your skill and wit in arguing, you rush among the erudite to sit, a trait which ought to make you blush. There might be many who will try to pick some hole or find some fault in this book, but in vain their cry. As coming storms, the attacks will halt. The more discerning will forbear from making comments, till the time when patent signs can make it clear how far prophetic is this rhyme.
Imagine what would be the loss incurred and what the damage done, if nature, grown severely cross, employs the dreaded megaton to level with dust once again our glaring show of vanity, a menace for the evolving brain and threat to human sanity, which scholars, rulers, and the rich with their associates all combined, affected by a senseless itch for ease and luxury designed, and on a trusting race imposed in rash defiance of the law, betrayed her, and to risk exposed a name to earn or wage to draw. It has been but a stupid error to exaggerate our reason's worth, and that is why dementing terror is stalking at this time the earth.
Short-lived is doubt, dissent, and scorn which greet a seer's inspired discourse. For nature, when she sounds the horn, soon after launches the attack with force. The forces we see spread around, in truth, are nature's watchful guards, to turn earth into a battleground when man his future disregards. How poor in wisdom is this crown of earth's organic kingdom still, as he thinks nature does not frown when he performs his duties ill. We ne'er perceive the living light which this creation has designed, and every moment has in sight the faults and virtues of mankind. The nuclear weapons now designed to guard our empire, wealth, or might, bear nature's grim command unsigned to crush the rebels when they fight. The claimants to the seership crown must have no other axe to grind, no thirst for honor or renown or wealth or pleasure in their mind. They must remember that they need great care to keep their nature pure, and their restraint in thought and deed must to the very last endure. For when they lastly reach the peak with their hard efforts led by grace,
nature's low voice through them will speak to guide the still evolving race.